Hello, Collector's Corner here. The treacherous, backstabbing, and eternal would-be usurper of the Decepticon throne that was always scheming to replace Megatron as the leader of the Decepticons started life as a Diaclone F-15 jet robo available in Starscream's gray and red and also in Thundercracker's blue color schemes. It would be released multiple times under the Diaclone line in both Japan and in Europe, including releases in France by Joustra and in Italy by GIG. For subsequent releases of the mold, including its first release as Starscream, it would be retooled to shorten and round off the forward wingtips from just past the square ports to just behind them for safety reasons. As with all Diaclone figures, the piloted Mega aspect was removed for Transformers when they became sentient robots, but the opening cockpit remained and serves as a vestigial testimony of the feature. Hasbro filed a patent for Starscream titled Reconfigurable Toy Plane on March 10, 1983, but was apparently only granted until 1985 according to the images from Google Patents. The Starscream mold also has the distinction of being used for the largest amount of different characters. Not only was he Starscream, his blue diagram coloration, which is for Thundercracker, he was also redecorated in black and purple for Skywarp, retooled for Dirge, Ramjet, and Thrust, and later redecorated again for Sunstar. Not to forget the unreleased redecos like Cloud Cover in light blue and white camo, and Jungle Attack Starscream in black with green camo. All in all, the mold is one of the most reused molds in Transformers alone, with over 40 different releases when you add up all the retools, recolors of different characters. However, for this video, we'll be focusing on Starscream only. I might make another video for the other characters in the future. For the first release as a Transformer in 1984, Hasbro used the modified jet rubber mold with the shortened wingtips. It would further modify the nose cone to be soft rubber instead of hard plastic and disable the spring-loaded missile launchers for safety, while Takara's concurrent release would keep the spring-loaded missile launchers intact. Hasbro would include a new sticker sheet with Decepticon logos instead of Diaclone labels, and of course did away with the pilot. Even for a Diaclone figure, this toy has an inordinate amount of very usable accessories, which plagues the collector's market. Wings, fins, stabilizers, missile launchers, two types of missiles, bombs, and null rays, fists, and the landing gear are all removable pieces. It's not uncommon to see the fuselage with nothing else in the secondary market. 1985, Hasbro would further alter the mold to hollow out the rear stabilizer fin tips for some reason, and add tabs to the fists to secure them to the arms better. It would also add the indent on the left side of the fuselage for the rub side. These alterations would remain as standard for the mold for all subsequent releases by Hasbro and Takara. For 1986, Takara would release the Goodbye Megatron set to commemorate both their passings in the 1986 movie. Starscream saw no changes from his previous Takara release for this one, and included all of his accessories. In 1990, Australia would receive yet another release of Starscream in its original packaging. This release is considered as part of the European Classics line of reissues at the time by TF Wiki, though it comes in its regular G1 style packaging rather than the Classics Gold packaging. There don't appear to be any appreciable differences from the Hasbro release 5 years prior. With G2 in full swing in 1993, Hasbro released Starscream again. However, unlike the other re-releases in G2, Starscream was spared the garish and ice-searing color schemes that were a staple of the toy line and instead received a very subdued light gray and red with gray wings and a camo pattern. Like other figures, its original launchers and missiles were replaced with a new set which featured black launchers with no detailing and purple missiles. It also included an electronic lights and sound box in bright orange. The Italian release of G2 Starscream has a very different layout to the standard one, with Starscream pointing to the right instead of the left, and the missiles and voice box in different places. In 2001, Takara released Starscream again in a G1 style box and with fully functioning missile launchers. No other changes were made to the figure, but Takara did also have 3 other versions released that same year. The first version, available through eHobby concurrently with the regular release, Takara called Starscream Ghost version, alluding to his death in the movie and subsequent return as a ghost in the Ghost in the Machine episode of the 3rd season of the G1 cartoon. He was cast in translucent clear and translucent blue plastic with a red die-cast chest and red accents for the wings. It was sold as a set with an entirely black version, which we'll discuss next. Said black version, labeled as Starscream Black version, logically enough features an entirely black center fuselage and black vertical stabilizer fins with dark gold chest and decals and gunmetal gray wings and rear horizontal stabilizers. This color scheme is a fairly oblique reference to his Machine Wars version, which was also black and is mentioned in the included bio. The third and final release for 2001 was a Lucky Draw contest prize limited to 5 figures that was made available in conjunction with the first edition of the Transformers Generations Guidebook, published by Kenbushi in Japan. The toy is cast almost entirely in clear, colorless plastic except for his red die-cast chest. It was labeled a Starscream secret version, as it was not actually shown during the contest. Furthermore, nobody even knew what it actually looked like, except the original winners of the contest, one can assume, until it was included in the Transformers Generations 2009 Guidebook Volume 2. Beyond that, and being one of the rarest Transformers figures, information is scarce, and no inbox pictures seem to exist, or at least I wasn't able to find any during my research, or any mention for that matter of it coming in any kind of box. In 2003, Hasbro released their Starscream in their commemorative Series 2 assortment. For the first time on a Hasbro release, the launchers were functional, but the missiles and null rays had to be elongated for safety. Outside of those changes, it is basically the version of the mold released in 1985 with a rub sign. Also in 2003, Takara released Starscream in their book-style Transformers collection line as number 9 in a more cartoon-accurate matte red, powder blue, and flat gray. It includes a Megatron in gun mode accessory and had the fist retooled to add a 5mm port to them so he could hold it and his null rays. It also includes a retooled fist for G1 Optimus Prime / Convoy so he can hold the Megatron accessory too. The Megatron gun can additionally be pegged onto the underside of the nose cone to replicate the one time they did it in the cartoon. The release also includes a DVD with a trailer for the upcoming PlayStation 2 video game The Transformers, and Japanese commercials for the G1 Optimus Prime Convoy, Rodimus Convoy, and Chrome Dome toys. Fast forward to 2007 for the next release from Takara under their Encore line as number 04. He was cast in a lighter shade of gray than previous versions had. It also had a pale yellow canopy instead of the dark gray of previous versions, and got tampographed Decepticon logos on his wings instead of stickers. It also features a copyright date stamped on his leg, which refers back to the commemorative series release by Hasbro in 2002. For the next release, we need to skip all the way to 2018. 11 years passed before we would get another release of G1 Starscream. For this version, available at Walmart under their vintage line, Hasbro used the Transformers collection mold with its related retoolings and Megatron gun mode accessory. It lacked the first prime and included the elongated missiles from the commemorative series release. As added modification, it features painted gold eyes instead of the traditional sticker. It also has a new type of rope sign that only turns red instead of the traditional multicolored version. The last release as of the editing of this video is the 2023 Walmart Retro release. Still using the Takara Transformers collection mold with its related retooling and the Megatron gun mode accessory, it is now cast in a more animation accurate flat gray, powder blue, and matte red. It includes the functional launchers, albeit with the elongated missiles from the commemorative series release. That was the release history of G1 Starscream. Will we see a new release? Will he be added to the car's missing link line and get added articulation and built-in fists? Only time will tell. Thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time.